season is upon us. High school football featuring the Pierre Governors, your official voice of the Governors, River 92.7. Ryan, open with you tonight. David Burrow will be outside, and we're live streaming too at drgnews.com with the help of our friends from Live Tickets. A big game coming up. Welcome to Hollister Field, Phil Troutner Stadium. The Governors taking on the Watertown Arrows. Second time this season that these two teams will get together.
Times here at Hollister Field. The last time, 3 weeks ago, the Governors outslugged the Watertown Arrows to the tune of a 52-42 shootout, and Watertown had a lot of offense going. The Governors, obviously, as per usual, had a lot of offense going. We'll see if the defense comes to shine here tonight as the first round of the 11AA postseason, more specifically the quarterfinal round of the 11AA playoffs, begins tonight. Pierre Governor football on River 92.7 and drgnews.com, and we should remind everybody that the broadcast of this playoff game has been authorized by special arrangement with the Board of Directors of the South Dakota High School Activities Association. Heather Williams is running the show in studio as well, and as mentioned, we get David Burrell, the DRG Media Group Sports Director, with us here. David, last week the Governors suffered their second loss of the season on this field against the Brookings Bobcats. I mean, it's quite a rivalry that those two teams are putting together here now in the last 3 years, but I think at this point for the Govs, who had won 7 straight over the course of the season, sometimes a loss at that time of the year might be the best thing that can happen to them. I think the team's going to be refocused, and this team has shown when they play a team a second time around, usually it's advantage Governors.
Well, who makes the most adjustments, Brian? Yeah, that's what it's going to come down to tonight, and who will really have learned a lot from the first time that they played. But both teams defensively are really going to stress, look, we got to cover better, because Watertown really let Lincoln Kenols do his thing, but then it ended up that the Pierre defense let Drew Norberg do his thing in that game. Which one of those improves tonight? That may be what it comes down to, but in the playoffs, you never know. All we have to do is remember 365 days ago, right here. I still hated that you weren't here, but I was glad I was, for one of the most thrilling games you'd ever see. A Mitchell team that wasn't in a very good way almost upset the Governors, who had to come back in the fourth quarter. It's the postseason. Everybody's record is the same now.
Yep, 0-0. Good point on that. And the quarterback and receiver tandem of Drew Norberg and Cole Holden going to have to step up big again tonight, as they did 3 weeks ago. The Governors couldn't tackle that guy, Cole Holden, very well that particular night. That'll be key for them tonight. And sometimes you just got to get back to fundamentals if you want to play winning football.
And could that include the rushing game for Pierre? Here's a point. Trey Lewis in the regular season had 180 yards total. 126 of them were against this Watertown team. Will they be expecting him to do more? Will the Governors expect him to run more? Yeah, Lincoln Kenols can run. He's their leading rusher by far, but maybe it gets to a point where you don't want to have him running the ball all the time.
All questions. We need some answers. We'll find out more about that in just a little bit. But we've got to take a break. We'll take our opening timeout in this Becky Pottseba State Farm pregame show. Postseason football coming up. The pregame brought to you by the Becky Pottseba State Farm Insurance Agency in Pierre. In 2 minutes, we'll be back to take a look around